What's going on, Pokemon Go trainers? Welcome to episode 225 of Lured Up, the podcast where we take Pokemon Go way more seriously than we do ourselves. Lured Up is part of the Pokemon Professor Network. Today is Thursday, July 7th, 2022. I am your lone host today, Ken Pescatore. This is the first lone episode in 225 different episodes. So, it's been a freaking crazy ride over the past 2 weeks for both Adam and I. Adam's work schedule changed with the summer. It's just been a little bit harder to coordinate than normal. My work schedule has sucked. My personal life has been in disaster over the past 2 weeks. So it's just been really screwed up trying to get things coordinated and everything. So I figured let's just record, or I'll just record and get this up and out so we could at least have something on the feed and keep everybody abreast, giggity, of everything that's going on in the game. So, just after recording last time, they did announce the Ultra Beast. We did have GoFest Berlin this past week, so we'll talk about that a little bit. Adam and I did not go, but we definitely watched and consumed a lot of content on the YouTubes, so we did see everything that happened. And there were some pretty cool surprises, so we'll go through all of that. We do have some numbers from Naintic about how the event went, which is pretty impressive. The July content update blog post has come out, but it's probably the lightest one they've ever done. Obviously, the month is going to be dominated by GoFest, but there's not much else that they gave us by way of events or other little tidbits in that blog post, so we'll kind of run through that really quick. We do know Starlight Community Day is happening, and it's going to be here in 10 days from the date of this recording, so it'll be pretty quick turnaround between June and July community days this time. The 6-year anniversary event is happening right now. We'll dig into that, and, obviously because of GoFest Berlin, they crushed the global challenges. That was the Team Rocket-based stuff, and we do have some bonuses that we're all enjoying at the moment. New artwork has been released to celebrate Pico's 6th anniversary. It's pretty fire. So we'll kind of take a poke at that. There's some new faces in there, and I've got so many messages that one new trainer in the poster kind of looks like me, so I'm pretty excited about that. I can't wait to meet that person. And then we'll talk about a Poke the Bear we did about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, regarding Niantic's anti-cheat measures that they put out in a blog post of how things were going to get ramping up. I heard a lot of people showing some concern. So I just wanted to talk about, people's gameplay practices and if they had any direct concern about third-party apps or devices that they were using, and we'll run through some of those responses. All right, let's talk about the Ultra Beast really quick. So, this was we had, Nihilego a couple weeks back, right? So that's when the whole wormhole thing happened. It was pretty cool. And we pretty much figured that there was going to be additional Ultra Beasts on the horizon, and they kind of are going to be rolled out through the GoFest season this summer. But what's really cool, starting with Berlin, is they actually released the Beast Ball specifically for the Ultra Beast, which is really neat. Now, we're wondering if Beast Balls will just be exclusive to GoFests, meaning the only way to catch an Ultra Beast in a Beast Ball is to play it through GoFest, and once these things come back around, which, we can expect that they will they be in a regular Premier Ball? We will have to see. The Ultra Wormholes are coming back. We had Berlin, we had Pheromosa, which looks absolutely phenomenal. Check out JT Valor's video. He has some really cool footage and some cool edits that he did with Pheromosa. I know he worked really hard on it, so I want to push some people to watch that video because it was phenomenal. In Seattle, we're getting Buzzwole, which is great, especially for my TCG players. We really appreciate and love Buzzwole, so that's really cool. And then Sapporo, Japan is getting Xurkitree. So a lot of really cool designed Pokemon will be released, through the GoFest season, so really exciting. And the Beast Ball itself looks really neat as well in-game. Definitely a cool look. And in the blog post for the Ultra Beast, they have a really cool little trailer. They talk about the different bonuses. I'll run through them really quick for the different GoFest things. Now, for ticket holders, we're all getting half hatch distance for eggs, snapshot surprises, field research, stickers, of course. I don't know about you, but I kind of don't like when research forces me to put stickers. I think we've talked about this before. One, it's a hassle. And two, I just don't want to give up my stickers. I'm a sticker hoarder, so I just don't like that. I end up using the same Bulbasaur, like the one that used to say bye. I use that same Bulbasaur one every single time just because I know that from spamming Pokestops, I'll get them back quickly, and it'll push me into the red again for 25 stickers, so that's the one I typically go for. And we'll have confetti, so phenomenal. Yes, confetti. There's also going to be additional bonuses for ticket holders. 4 additional special trades, bringing it up to 6. Trades during the event will cost less Stardust, and 4 collection challenges be themed to different park habitats. So exciting stuff there. And Team Go Rocket Balloons will be more. We'll get 9 raid passes for spinning photo discs at gyms. We also have Cowboy Hat Snorlax. I think we talked about this last episode where it was a little bit of a bummer that poor Mikey Nerdlaw, is not getting Cowboy Hat Caterpie, but Cowboy Hat Snorlax is a good second place, I guess. And what's even better, I saw this in Trainer Tips video when he was catching them in Berlin, is when you look at it in the storage, it's actually, or as your buddy, it's sitting down on its butt, which looks really cool. And then unknown A, B, E, L, R, S, T, and U will be appearing in the wild with shinies, and the shiny rate seemed pretty decent. Also in Berlin, at the top of every hour, there was like this unknown takeover for the first 2 minutes. There was just fucking unknown spawning everywhere. So that was pretty cool. And I think E might be one of the new ones that's shiny. I don't know. Maybe they're all new shinies. Who knows? But good stuff with the Ultra Beasts. Now, with Berlin happening, they did release like a small follow-up video that kind of was pretty neat. A bunch of creators in there. I saw a couple of gaming, and Zoe was making some cameos in the video. But the numbers are pretty impressive. 14 million Pokemon caught and 303,000 kilometers explored. So good stuff there. There's also a really rad photo of, the park filled with people. They didn't release like the total number of people that were there, which was a little bit of a bummer. But, I guess with things happening in the park and in the downtown, I don't know, maybe it was just hard to get everyone together or get an accurate count, but whatever. Really cool stuff. They did have some of the habitats built like we saw in Chicago in previous years. The set pieces didn't look as big and kind of encompassing as we've seen in the past, but they were there. They did have like the volcano set up and all that good stuff. They had this one where there was bubbles everywhere, so I'm definitely down for some bubbles. But we're really excited for Seattle. Seattle's going to be absolutely amazing. It's going to be here in 20 days. So not in less than 20 days. 2 weeks. Oh my God, it's happening soon. 2 weeks. We'll be rocking in Seattle. So definitely looking forward to that. If you see us, stop us. We're going to have a lot of goodies to give out. And remember, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, Adam will be at the Niantic tent for a meet and greet. So definitely stop by. We're going to be hanging out with our friends of Couple of Gaming will be there alongside of us. Zoe will be with us one day. We're also going to be with GoCast, Kyle, and Chris, and also SBJ from It's Super Effective. So we'll have a little podcast squad at the meet and greet tent, which is really exciting. All right, so I did mention that the July content update was rolled out, and there's not much in the blog, but with GoFest being here, it's kind of dominated by all of that. But I'll run through July really quick. The tickets for Seattle are available now. Scoop them up if you haven't got them yet, because I don't think it'll be a matter of them selling out. But, FOMO is real, so just take advantage of that. Like I said earlier, July Community Day is the 17th. That's Starly. And we're in the anniversary event right now, 6th anniversary event. There's a couple different costume Pokemon. We talked about it in the last episode. Really cool seeing costume Charizard in the wild. So that's been pretty cool to hunt down and chase down. In my nearby raids earlier, I had like Mega Charizard and also the costume Charizard. So that was pretty cool. But this anniversary event will be running from yesterday the 6th through the Tuesday the 12th. So still a little time left on the anniversary event. No collection challenges or anything like that for the costumes. I was kind of hoping for that. I always like when they do that, but Pikachu with the K-Cat, pretty solid. The shiny chase is always good on those. And the only other event they mention in the blog is a question mark event. A special event featuring Pokemon debuts and new adventures. You bet! Get ready to be revealed, the to be revealed event that will take place from Wednesday the 27th to Tuesday, August 2nd. So no other information on what that event will be all about, but we'll have to stay tuned to the blogs and Pokemon Go Live to see that. Now, we have our raid boss rollout for the month. We had Articuno last week. This week we're running Zapdos right now. And we have Moltres coming next week and Dialga the following week, each week having their own raid hour for Wednesdays. So we did Articuno, next Zapdos, next the following week after that Moltres, and then Dialga. Mega Raids. Last week we had Mega Charizard X. This week we had Mega Charizard Y. Next week, Mega Pidgeot. The following week after that, Mega Gengar. So, you know, I don't know. I don't. It's weird. I would always do the Mega Raids, but that was mainly for the Mega Energy. Now with the Mega Evolution thing being updated and you don't necessarily need the energy, I have a lower priority of actually doing the Mega Raids. I'm still Mega Evolving a lot, but the desire to do Mega Raids has kind of dwindled a little bit because I don't need the energy like I used to, because now I can just evolve for free. So, you know, it is what it is. But, oh yeah, our research breakthrough for the month is Lickitung. I know a lot of battlers are kind of excited about this. I don't know, from a collector's standpoint, not terribly exciting, but it can be shiny, so at least we have that. And then our spotlight hours last week, we had Ledaba, Machop next week, then Staryu and Meditite. Staryu I'm excited for, because that's a shiny I still need, so, you know, we'll see. But Machop is double candy for catching, Staryu is double candy for transferring, and Meditite is double XP for evolving. So the big one here to make sure you're aware of is double candy for transferring during Staryu. That's July 19th. So most people will be clearing out their Pokemon storage in preparation for GoFest. Hold off to the 19th, so that way you get double candy. Then you can kind of, what I like to do is prepare all the Pokemon to be transferred, and, you know, at like 5:55 p.m. and then when it turns to 6 o'clock for Spotlight Hour, that's when I hit the transfer button, and, you know, 5 seconds into Spotlight Hour, everything's transferred. Obviously, if you're doing legendaries, it's going to be a little bit more tedious, but get rid of all that shit, get your double candy. I like to do that for legendaries. That's typically when I take advantage of the double transfer candy there. So, good stuff. We have Starlight Community Day on the 17th. You know, they're continuing to make Community Days exciting. This one was kind of split down the middle with the community. A lot of people saying, "Oh shit, this is great. This is a new shiny. This is good stuff. We're not getting a repeat shiny." Where others are like, you know, Starly is kind of bullshit. It's not really a good Pokemon. No real desire for it. Staraptor will learn a fast move, so it's learning Gust, which will be pretty cool. 16 power in trainer battles, 25 power in gyms and raids. There will be Community Day special research for a buck. Just like Dino, it's called Field Notes. So we had Field Notes Dino, now we have Field Notes Starly. So I don't know if this will be consistent going forward, where we'll just have Field Notes and the name of the Pokemon, but not terribly creative there. It's no Great Gatsby. Great Ghastly. That was the shit back in the day. But event bonuses are still pretty stacked compared to what we're used to. Triple Catch XP, Double Catch Candy, 3-hour Incense and Lures, additional special trade, double the chance to receive Starly Candy XL from catching Starly. Snapshot surprises and trades made during the event and up to 5 hours after will require 50% less Stardust. Same thing like Dino, bonuses for groups work together with other trainers to unlock additional bonuses. If enough Pokemon are caught by trainers with help from a single lure module, the 3 times XP bonus for catching Pokemon near the lured Pokestop will be increased to 4 times bonus XP for 30 minutes. Much better than like the Zweilous spawns. We're not going to have to worry about clogging up shiny opportunities or things like that with big fucking Zweilous. We'll just have additional XP. And if you're like me, even if you're level 50, I just love grinding XP, so this is going to be a lot of fun for sure. And then the same thing like Dino, bonus raid battles after Community Day from 2 to 7 p.m., so 5 additional hours post-event. If you complete we're able to challenge unique 4-star raid battles. Claiming victory in one of these raids will cause Starly to appear around the gym and hosted the raid for 30 minutes. And event bonuses and bonuses for group sections only apply to the 3-hour Community Day period. So they say these raids can be accessed with raid passes and premium battle passes. Remotes are not used. Staravia will be the 4-star raid boss. So, oh, and kudos to the design of the 4-star raid egg. Super cool. It was really, really cool to see that egg in Dino. And same shit. Extra Starly coming for 300-meter radius for 30 minutes, and it has the same shiny rate as Community Day. Now, when I was in New York for Dino Community Day, this saved my ass because there was raids happening from my hotel, you know, and I was getting the benefit of having Dino spawns while I was in my hotel room straight through till 7:30 p.m., and because the increased shiny rate, the community day rate, it was awesome because during the 11 to 2 window when I was like hosting the event at the Naintic activation, I couldn't play too much because I was, busy interacting and giving out swag and all that kind of stuff. So it was really cool to be able to still catch, at my own pace, kind of just chilling in the hotel room and out eating dinner and stuff like that. So good stuff. Oh, we also have additional stickers, Starly stickers, and one of them is really cute. It has some sleeping Starly with some Z's coming out. Definitely dig it. We also have, I guess we'll talk about the anniversary event now. The key art for the 6th anniversary is really cool. And in this, you see like Turtonator, you see a bunch of Pokemon, a bunch of gyms, but you have 2 new characters. You have a female trainer rocking purple. So it's like, yo, what is going on here? Is this like an NPC? Is this going to be another potential team leader? Will this person be involved in narrative? Ree is also in there. And then behind this Turtonator is this dude rocking yellow. So maybe it's instinct related. But dude's like kind of thick, and he's got a beard. So I'm getting messages on Twitter like, yo, dude, it's you, meaning me. So definitely cool. Oh, Chargebug's in the key art also. I'm a big fan of Chargebug, and so is Mimikyu. So a lot of cool stuff happening in this art. I'll link to it in the description so you can take a look. We have Ultra Beast. We got the TCG hat wearing Pikachu in there as well. Cosmone is in there. So a lot of cool shit going on in this artwork. And, usually there's lots of little... It's fun to like look through this stuff and try to find Easter eggs. I'm sure Adam is scouring it for Kecleon some way, somehow, in some shadow or some shit like that. But definitely a cool piece of art, and it's got a lot of people talking because there's new characters, new Pokemon, and it's just very bold and very colorful. Kind of rocking and rolling, running through all this stuff because I don't have Adam to shut me up and slow me down, so the train rolls on. But what we're going to do is we'll take a little break. And we'll come back, we'll dig into the anniversary event itself, and then we'll talk about this Poke the Bear and wrap it up. Make this a little quick, simple, basic, news-heavy, news-focused episode. So thanks so much for dealing with my rambles, and we'll be back right after this. And we're back. Thanks so much for that. And a little housekeeping to get through before the ass of the show. This podcast is powered by Patreon, and you can check ours out over at patreon.com/PokemonProfessor, where you can support this show for as little as $1 a month. And that $1 will get you access to our patron exclusive Discord, which is a fantastic place filled with fantastic people. And all patrons are eligible to participate in our monthly Pigo and TCGO prize tournaments. Registration is in the Discord. We hope to see you there. We're running a Sylph Architect Cup for July. That's going to be kicking off tomorrow. And in the TCG, we're running another standard tournament. So a lot of cool stuff going on over there. We hope to see you in the Discord. Huge thanks to our gym leader patrons, Absolutely Ryan, Grant, Jamal, Magikarp DM, Sue, The Cole, Tish, TN Comics Wiz, Turtle Power, and Big Zom Minus. And our newest patrons, Brett and Mr. Anderson, thank you so much for joining. And a special thanks, as always, to The Rock, Paul Bhatt. Thank you so much, Paul. We appreciate your long-time continued support. It's amazing. And make sure you check out PokemonProfessor.com for links to everywhere you can connect with us, grab some merch, leave us some reviews, all that good shite. All right, let's talk about the anniversary event. It's happening right now. Key art is really cool. Oh yeah, we got Ultra Unlock stuff to talk about because the global challenge with doing Go Rockets. What I noticed was during the global challenge, I didn't see like increased Team Go Rocket. So I was, I do all the Go Rockets whenever I have the opportunity, all the balloons that come around, and if I walk by a stop that has it, I'll definitely do it. But for whatever reason, when I was looking for them, it didn't seem like they had really an increased presence, so I could not contribute as greatly as I would have liked. But we did clobber the global challenge, which was cool, and we'll go through what we have as a bonus here. But the anniversary event is running through next Tuesday, the 12th. We've got Party Hat Charmeleon, Party Hat Charizard, and Cake Costume Pikachu. So we've had Party Hat Charmander before, but now we have that ability that you can get the evolutions with the hat as well, which is really cool. And you can, you know, obviously evolve the shiny one, shiny Charmeleon and Charizard up, which is really cool. Now, because of the Ultra Unlock, Pansear, which was available as a regional, you know, kind of breaking thing in Berlin, is now available globally. So Pansear, the high temp Pokemon, will be appearing in the wild and in raids around the world during Pokemon Go's anniversary event as an Ultra Unlock bonus, and it can be shiny. Now, during the collection challenge, you could get yourself a Pansear, but it was was it a collection challenge or a research? Something. It was pre-Berlin, so it couldn't be shiny. But now that the unlock is here, the ones that are in the wild and in raids can be shiny, and it's a standard full odds rate, so don't crush yourself going after them in raids, because it's just a fucked up rate, so you'll be spending. Unknown E is also part of the Ultra Unlock, so you'll be able to raid that as well. Same shit, full odds shiny, so yeah, raid it if you need the dex entry, but, you know, don't, unless you're ready to open the wallet up and invest big with your time and your money. Shiny hunting this thing is going to be a real difficult task, because full odds. So, you know, let's see if someone does like 450 raids and gets, you know, Bubkiss, but we'll see. Timed research. Now this is really cool. Event exclusive timed research will be available throughout the event. Complete the research to encounter the following Pokemon. The Wash Rotom, washing machine Rotom, is available through the timed research, and the timed research is pretty good. It's like a combination of catching and go snapshot and a bunch of different things, using berries, different types of throws. Like, it's a really good timed research. It's pretty diverse. So it's not like one of these 1, 2, 3 things that has 6 steps, and some of them, you know, will take a little time. Hatching eggs, really diverse and comprehensive timed research. I like when they do this because it keeps you engaged. And, you know, when you like run through this shit in like 20 minutes, I don't know, just doesn't have that staying power. So I like it when there's a little bit more of a stretched out field of things to do. Wild encounters that we have right now, which I thought was weird, Bulbasaur and Squirtle are around, but with no hats. But Party Hat Charmander, Cake Costume Pikachu, Machop, Leddyba, Ralts, Baneri. We have the Pansear, of course, Venipede, Chespin, Fennekin, Froakie, Bunnelby, Litleo, and Pick-a-Peck. I've had good shiny luck. I had a Baneri and a Bunnelby just today. So really good shit for me personally. Gabite in the wild. These are the if you're lucky. Gabite, Clauncher, and Helioeptile. The Gabites are really cool seeing in the wild. Can't be shiny, but extra candy and just, you know, it's just always fun seeing evolved forms in the wild. Raids, not terribly exciting. Cake Costume Pikachu, Dratini, Unknown E, and Pansear in 1-star raids. A bunch of full odds stuff, so good luck on the shiny hunt there. 3-star, we had Venusaur, Party Hat Charizard, Blastoise, Tyranitar, and Metagross. Party Hat Charizard can be shiny, so, you know, it's good to raid it, get the extra candy. Mega evolvable. It's a solid flex as a shiny if you can pull that off. And in 5-star raids right now, we have Zapdos, Mega Raids, Mega Charizard, and Mega Charizard Y. And again, those were split up. Last week, Mega Charizard X. This week, Mega Charizard Y. Field research, a metric shit ton of Pokemon available, all starters from the first 6 generations. So plenty of starters here, plenty of shiny opportunities. Pretty much just the Chespin, Fennekin, Froakie, and then the Alolan, Rowlet, Litten, and Poplios can't be shiny. Everything else, lots of shiny possibilities. And some pretty solid avatar items, like there's like these really formal white suits with some dress shoes and stuff that are really solid, and cake hats. The female cake hat is really cute and really cool. I love it a lot. So comprehensive stuff here, and new stickers, of course, with, like, you know, celebrating with confetti. Yo, these designers love their confetti. Battle weekend. This is going to be really exciting. It's this weekend, July 9th. At 12 a.m. to Sunday, July 10th at 11:59 p.m., so pretty much that whole day. Event bonuses, you have up to 20 Go Battle League sets each day, so 100 total battles, and you can TM away frustration. So hold on to those. What I like to do is just at frustration, in the search bar, so that way it'll pull up every single shadow that has the frustration, and then I'll literally just run through that list and use all of my charged TMs, and just, you know, I keep that living shadow dex, the shiny shadow and purified dex. So I just completely run through that entire list and make sure I get rid of frustration on absolutely everything. Team Go Rocket Balloons will appear every 2 hours. We get an extra raid pass per day, 2 mysterious components from defeating Go Rocket Grunts, encounter legendary Pokemon in Go Battle League reward encounters at rank 16 and up. That's pretty solid. 5 times Stardust from Go Battle League rewards. That's huge for battlers. Earn 50% extra XP from raids and 50% extra Stardust from defeating Team Go Rocket Grunts. So pretty solid. Saturday and Sunday, get busy on this. Because of the Ultra Unlock, we have all this stuff. And we have this Blast from the Past theme thing going on here as an Ultra Unlock bonus as well. And you can evolve up your starters and get previous Community Day moves on the evolution. So the grass starters, Bulbasaur, Chikorita, Trico, Turtwig, Snivy, you know, evolving them up. We'll get Frenzy Plant, Blast Burn, the same stuff for the fire, Hydro Cannon on the water. Charmander will also be able to do Dragon Breath, fast attack for Charizard. So you can spec out a nice Charizard with Dragon Breath and Blast Burn. Always good stuff. During the Go Rocket weekend, we'll also have special research on Giovanni, and it'll be Shadow Latios. So Latios is back. Get this done during the actual weekend so you can use the TM on Shadow Latios. A lot of times people will drag on this a little bit or forget to use the TM once they get the Shadow Latios, and then they're sitting around with a legendary that has frustration, and they get frustrated about it. We'll also have new Shadow Pokemon from Grunts, Geodude, Shinx, Purloin, and Question Mark, and more. So we don't know what those are going to be yet, but Shadow Shinx looking pretty freaking tough. Shadow Geodude, same thing. So always good to get new shadows in the mix, especially if you're like me and keep the living decks. I guess we can move over to Poke the Bear, and this was a really interesting one because Niantic specifically put out a blog post regarding their anti-cheat measures and how they were kind of stepping up what they were doing to combat the cheating community. So let's poke the bear. I said on Twitter, has Niantic's ramp up of anti-cheating enforcement caused you to second guess your gameplay? Where do you stand on multi-accounting, third-party apps and devices, and behavioral guidelines? Which I put behavioral guidelines in there because they take behavioral stuff as like cheating, like bullying or shit talking. They even say like if you treat trainers bad, they could ban you. And there has been ban waves, and every time that Niantic does a ban wave, people get all up in arms because even though it may not happen to them, they're like, hey, legit trainers are going to end up getting the shit end of the stick. They're going to get banned even if they're not doing anything wrong. I hear that shit on Twitter all the time. If you get banned, chances are you're probably up to something no good. Even if you're not doing it malicious, you're breaking the law some way, somehow. So I always think that those posts that I see on Reddit or Twitter are a little sus when they're like, hey, I woke up and I can't access the game. What's going on? I don't do anything wrong. I just have all these funky apps on my phone. But I did ask the question, and we got some good responses, so I'll run through them here. Mythical Hitch says, I have nothing to second guess. I'm still unsure of how they will actually enforce it. My game will only change by retiring the gacha and dusting off the Pokeball Plus. If they would get rid of spoofers, that would help my local gyms, but that's not a huge deal around me. All right, so I specifically put third-party accessories here in this in this question. Now, I don't think that there's any way that Niantic will ever take action against the gacha. And I know the gacha is a little bit like Voldemort in the creator space where, like, we can't talk about it. It's a bad word, right? But the fact of the matter is they sell these in big box stores. They sell these at retail. They sell them at GameStop. So they are exceptionally available. And what's shitty is the official items like the Pokeball Plus and the Poké Plus, the Go Plus itself, you can't get at retail anymore. You have to get them in the secondary market. And I've seen used Pokeball Pluses going for like $100 or more, and they were $60 new when they first came out with the Mew in it and everything for Let's Go. You find like a used one that's kind of fucking jacked up, no Mew in it, no box, no charging cable, like 80, 90, $100. It's crazy shit, crazy town. But I know a lot of people are concerned because these things aren't first party. That, well, is there a way that they can detect that I'm using a gacha? Will they ban me for that? While Niantic has never really said it, they said that it is like a breach of the TOS if you're using third-party apps or devices. So a lot of concern there, for sure. Wild Birdman says, I play 100% legit, but sometimes the GPS on my phone bounces me over a mile. I don't catch or spin anything in hopes that I don't get blamed for anything. Here's an interesting one. So this could be, again, they don't really define. Niantic really doesn't define how and what they could do or will do that triggers or flags their anti-cheat. But I've definitely been in the scenario, especially when I'm in like New York City or something where the GPS is a little wonky, or you're like in between skyscrapers, where like my fucking avatar is like run down the block, and it's like I understand Wild Birdman's concern. It's like, damn, I'm in range of a gym. Should I drop a Pokemon in there? It's going to think that I'm not there because in a second I'm going to be back in my hotel room. Very, very weird thing that happens in the game. I know plenty of people that rely on drift. Oh, I can't reach a stop from my office, but every so often I'll drift over there, and hell yeah, I'm going to spin it. So definitely an interesting topic and interesting concern. JP says, people using multiple accounts always tend to be territorial. They say they have multiple accounts to help others, then stack gyms with 4 to 6 defenders. They have an unfair advantage over others when gym battling or defending. These players also negatively impact the game data. So this is an interesting one for sure. We've talked about, people taking over gyms and being highly territorial, and, the second a gym is taken over, they'll swoop in with, one car will pull up with, 5, 6 accounts, or even like they have 1 or 2 phones and they'll take down the gym, but then just log out and log into each of their 5 accounts and drop Pokemon in there for defenders. Like, that sucks. That's just like, it's not great, because then ultimately from a defender perspective, they have a very deep availability of berries, where I could normally drop 10 berries to feed that gym up, even if I'm using 10 golden Raz, that can go to 60 berries. So taking that gym down is a real struggle when you're dealing with someone that has that kind of agency over the gym to be able to have 60 berries at their disposal to keep those Pokemon powered up. So, yeah, I hear that a lot. Like, we're doing it for good, nothing malicious here, but, yet they're going to scrape Pokemon out of gyms one by one and stock it up with, 6 fucking instinct Pokemon or something. But it is what it is. It does suck. Jamal Harvey from Wastebatter says, I have nothing to second guess. I play the game straight up. I don't see the gacha as cheating. Never have, never will. A guy at my work has a Pokeball Plus with a nickel taped to the top, which essentially makes it a gacha. Is that cheating? I want to see what enforcement looks like. This one got a couple likes, people interested here, because, yeah, they've never really talked about it. It's Voldemort. They don't talk about anything by name, and that kind of rolls into the next topic I wanted to talk about in regards to this, and that's third-party apps. They never will call an app out by name, but we've seen people get the red slash from using, like, Calci IV, or using even, like, Pokegenie, things like that, with the overlay. So a lot of concern because they don't actually know if what they're doing is against the rules or not. And a lot of times they won't be doing it maliciously, but something could happen because it's not official. Here we go. The Cole says, I think that third-party IV apps should not be a bannable offense. They help people optimize their gameplay without getting an edge above anyone. They still have to get out and play and find the Pokemon with the stats they want. Other than that, I think cracking down is good. I'm also neutral on multi-accounting. I see some negatives to it, but I also don't see enough harm to outweigh the reasoning that some rural players use multiple accounts. I've heard this specifically in regards to rural players, how, people want legendaries, and they just don't have enough power with people on the ground to take down the legendary. Now, this has kind of been alleviated with remote raids. Remote raiding still requires you to have people on your friends list, still requires those people to be willing to invest money into raiding. Whereas if you just had 3 or 4 devices, you could just rip through that shit yourself. A lot of good topics here. Let me see what else we have. Nathan says, I use a gacha, but ever since I got it, I didn't get a warning from the app. However, I do feel as though I should be thinking about dropping the game since most people who play legit are getting banned and suspended. I think he says most people who play legit. I think that's a little bit extreme. What I really wanted to bring up in this Poke the Bear was just people having anxiety over this and having concerns because it's a gray area. There's never been that defined kind of explanation of how they enforce or what they're looking for. They just say like, yo, we're watching kind of thing. And, it's been great. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love watching spoofers live on Twitch, like spoofing into an event or something like that, and they get banned live midstream. That's like chef's fucking kiss. Like, I love that so much. I think it's hilarious. And especially when they like don't know what's going on and then they get banned mid thing and the chat just starts blowing up like, oh snap, you got banned. I think that's super fun. I do love seeing that. Again, there's a lot of gray area here. N1N, same thing. He goes, to be honest, multi-accounting is fine, especially if raid lobbies aren't topped off at 20 and you use it and you don't hog gyms and quickly take them back. Third-party apps and devices are fine, in my opinion. They shouldn't be against TOS if they don't actually affect the game. Spoofing is 80% bad, in my opinion. So, a little bit all over the place here. I really don't see anything good about spoofing. Like, not at all. I don't think it's good 20%. I think it's bad 100% any way you look at it. And then there's a reply here that says, but I don't spoof, so I'm 100% legit, but. So I love those. So good. Lachlan says, Lachlan actually brought up a Poke the Bear. He dug deep into the crates here and pulled up a Poke the Bear from February of 2020. So, 2.5 years ago, where I wrote Poke the Bear community question, get triggered. Do you use a gacha dual catchmon or modded Go Plus to auto catch Pokemon? Do you think auto catch devices break the spirit of the game and give users an unfair advantage? Is it cheating? So we've been doing this Poke the Bear thing for a while, and this topic has come up before. I forgot about the dual catchmon thing. And I remember when the Go Plus first came out, there being like tutorials online of how to like crack the thing open and solder some wires together to make it an auto catch device. I remember seeing that. It was the funniest shit. Yeah, and then someone realized you could just tape a coin to it, and it would work the same way. Coffee says, I don't cheat, so it doesn't bother me. Hell yeah, Coffee. That's what I'm talking about. Anita Kellogg says, I don't see how cracking down on any of these improves gameplay for anyone. That is what Niantic should be focused on. All right, this is a great point because I've seen this be brought up a lot in the community. They say, why are they worried about cheating? Why are they worried about, cracking down on this stuff when GBL is still having issues? Hashtag, there's been big ass fixes in GBL. So shout to the GBL teams, but why should they be worried about this kind of stuff when there's gameplay issues? And I hear that a lot. And I think that the importance, not just from a gameplay perspective, but just keeping the community on notice that they can't step into Niantic's sandbox and just do whatever the heck they want. There has to be structure. There has to be enforcement. And I like when the companies come out. Like I remember when, I think it was, I don't know if it was Black Ops or one of the Call of Duties recently from the past couple years, and there was a massive ban wave. It was like 17,000 accounts overnight got banned, and they put out a blog post being very forthcoming about it. Like, yeah, I hope if you woke up and you can't log in, we got you. You know what I mean? Like, I like when companies do that. So it keeps things fresh. It defends the spirit of the game, and for me, that's. We've had topics about the Pokeball Plus itself, or even using a Go Plus, pressing a button with the phone off to catch a Pokemon. That sometimes to me feels shitty. I know it's not breaking the terms of service. I know I'm using a first-party device, but it still feels weird sometimes. It does feel like I'm breaking the spirit of the game. Not breaking the TOS, but breaking the spirit. When I open my phone after the fact and like, oh shit, I caught a shiny, or oh shit, I caught a hundo, and it's like, did you? Or did you just press a button? Different topic altogether, though. Sea Princess says, I don't care one iota about how someone else wants to play a collection game. Spoofers do not live in my head like they do for so many others. The whole obsession is so bizarre to me. Sea Princess always laying down the law straight and narrow. It's so funny. Oh man, we got a lot here. Woodwoes says, I often wonder about all the cool and immersive features that we could have if it wasn't for multi-encounters and spoofers being a factor. What if stops that hadn't been spun in the wild gave rare eggs or items? That you could climb a mountain and find an Articuno egg. That's impossible, to be fair, with spoofers in the game. So this is a cool topic. What if Pokestops that haven't been spun or have been spun few and far between give better rewards? Meaning, obviously this thing hasn't been spun, so it's off the beaten path or harder to get to. So they reward the players that do make it to that. But if you're spoofing, it breaks that. It makes it impossible to even achieve that. So I thought that was a really cool idea. Definitely a cool idea. Pokemon Artographer says, I used to be hardcore anti-spoof. Now I couldn't give a shit. The way Niantic's been monetizing just about every damn thing kind of makes the majority of rarities pointless. Ever since, as Mystic 7 calls him, Mr. Crime, they've been way too overboard with the paywalling. Whew, it's a little spicy here. Little spicy. I don't necessarily think that there should be a tie from the monetization model to the justification of spoofing. I mean, it's definitely a hot take. It's definitely a hot take, and I do appreciate him saying, like, look, I don't give a shit. I just don't know about the connection to justifying it because of the paywall. While I think the paywall might be a whole new ball game, a whole different conversation, I don't think it necessarily should be tied to anything specific here. But Pokemon Artographer, hot take. Thanks for responding. Let's do a couple more here. Suji says, multiple accounts make sense if you live in a rural area or have social anxiety and need to trade. But always sad when I see one person completely fill a mile or two of gyms, and I wouldn't spoof myself, but some of my favorite gifts come from players that do. All right. So this is an interesting one because the trade market and the gift market are absolutely influenced in the spoofing world. And I know plenty of people who I've seen locally with like regional Pokemon, and it's like, yo, were you really in Europe this week? Dropping Sigilith, in the gym here, or did you somehow miraculously use a different account and then trade it in? It's hot sauce, right? That's what I like to call it. It's a spicy thing because some people say like, I don't care where you got the Pokemon from. Like look at Wonder Trade in or even like the GTS or whatever the hell it's called in the main series. All the hacked Pokemon, all that shit, you never know what you're going to get. Is it a passing of the liability and say, hey, I'm okay to turn a blind eye to where I'm getting this trade from because I just want the Pokemon? But, you could have a spoofed Pokemon with the red slash, it would transfer if you traded it, and it's always been a fun thing to talk about. Because some people don't care. They just want the dex entry, and then maybe they delete the Pokemon and be like, no one will ever know. But definitely a hot and spicy take there of how it can influence the trade economy. Because, yeah, spoofing out for regionals and stocking up on regionals, and then especially if people are posting coordinates based on, like, spoofing map scanners, so they know exactly where all the regionals are spawning, and then they post those coordinates, so those coordinates are delivered automated to a Discord server, and then the spoofers can just jump to those coordinates, and, in an hour, catch 60, 70 of a regional Pokemon, bring them home, and trade it to their entire community, and then they're filling their entire community with these toxic-ass traded, spoofed Pokemon. It happens, for sure. It definitely happens. But yeah, that's Poke the Bear for this week. I think that it's definitely interesting because a lot of people are confident in their gameplay, but they do recognize that there is a lot of gray area, specifically when it comes to the gacha. Because when I go to an IRL event, even like this past Niantic activation for Dino Community Day, whoo-wee, I saw a lot of bracelets on people, and it's just part of it, you know? Excuse me. You know, how could they think they're doing anything wrong when they're going to a GameStop and they're buying a Pokemon plush and buying some TCG packs and they're buying a gacha all in the same transaction? Why would they think that what they're doing is could be in jeopardy or jeopardize their game? That's why I don't think they could ever enforce it. Maybe only softly or talk about it, but oh man, banning from that? You know, people ask, like, can the game actually determine that you're using a gacha versus using a Pokeball Plus? I would think so, because they could probably look at the time between a Pokemon being notified that a Pokemon is in range and it being caught or attempted to catch, where the gacha is probably instantaneous. So if you're hand catching or pressing a button, there's going to be some sort of delay. But I think that the biggest gray area in this entire conversation is the apps, especially overlay apps like Pokegenie or Calci IV, and the third-party devices like Gacha. A lot of gray area. Obviously, spoofing, I think everyone's pretty much on the same page there. Don't do it. All right, one more thing I do want to talk about is the release of the Campfire app. This is still rolling out. It was in beta. Adam and I were fortunate enough to be a part of the early beta on this, and we were able to set up a Lured Up community. So we do have a community set up within Campfire. As far as availability, it seems, and this hasn't been like officially announced, but it seems that the people that currently have Campfire also happen to have GoFest tickets in their accounts for Pigo. So maybe somehow they're scraping the Pigo account to look for the ticket, and then if that's the case, they allow them to then download Campfire. But we do have a community set up in there. Once you do get access to Campfire, whether that's post GoFest or whenever they do fully roll this out globally, if you want an invite to the Lured Up community, this is a completely free community where our Discord is patron-walled. Our Campfire community, which you could get a lot of the same communications and things like that are happening in our Discord, you can get that over in Campfire. And it's really cool because we're starting to utilize the features. And as this app is developed, we'll be able to talk about it here on the show. And we're going to have it completely wide open. Everyone is welcome. So shoot us a message on Campfire, shoot us a message on social, and we'll get you an invite to the community once you're in. And I've been having a blast with it. I think it's amazing. They did release a dev diary this past couple days, and about Campfire, there's really not a lot of information in there at all, but it does talk about some upcoming features like photo sharing, and once rich media stuff comes, like being able to do GIFs and post photos, I think that the app is going to feel a little bit more alive. But unlike Discord, and again, I know this isn't a Discord clone, but for the chat perspective, it feels very much like a Facebook Messenger to me, where it's just like this running list style chronological mess of text. So, you know, while you can create channels, you can't create categories. So if you wanted to like coordinate for raids and you post a raid, if 5 people, 6 people post after you, it's just going to push your raid notification or your raid message off the screen. And someone would have to scroll up in order to see it. Where if they were easily able to, you know, create a new channel or something like that, I don't know. I think there's a significant amount of potential, but we've talked about on past episodes, like, it had to work. And even though the functionality of it is limited at this point, I do believe and can confidently say it does work. It definitely works. I just think it needs to be developed and tweaked in time, which is why in our Campfire community, we have a Campfire feedback channel. So if you have thoughts on using it and you have been using it and you're in our community or would like to join our community, jump in, leave some feedback, and we'll be able to push that up to Niantic and help, you know, make the future of Campfire great. I don't think it's going to be a replacement for Discord. I think that Discord is just probably too too established. However, from an open door global perspective, I do think if they make it a little bit easier to find communities and find people, I think it'll be a really cool way for people to, just like if they go on Twitter, they can search for a brand, like search for the Lured Up podcast and find it on Twitter. If they have a way to do that within Campfire, I think that'll be phenomenal. And the people that have communities set up, like the brands or the influencers or the official Pigo or official Ingress accounts, that'll be where it's really cool. So we'll have to see how this develops over time, but definitely check out the dev diary. Like I said, not a lot of info in there, but I think once Sapporo happens, we'll probably see a full global rollout of Campfire. Then the fireworks will probably begin, and we'll be able to do some cool stuff. Like right now, I'm getting notified non-fucking stop of everybody on my friends list, like lighting flares, which is their like notification beacon at a raid. But if Lachlan is in Australia and sees a raid, he could throw up a flare. I'm getting notified for it. There's no point, because I can't react to that flare remotely. So I can't say like, hey, give me a remote invite. It's just like I can click on that flare and I can't signal back because I'm out of range. So we'll have to see what happens. Hopefully they'll tweak how the notification system works, because I really don't want to get a billion flare notifications. I don't want all of them turned off, but maybe just show me the ones that are within enough range that I could either react to them or be able to react in a way to say like, hey, send me an invite. But that's going to do it for this episode. I ended up stretching it out a little bit, so I appreciate everyone dealing with my nonstop motorboat rambling of news and information this week. Definitely catch up with us next week. Adam will be back, and we'll keep everything going. But thank you so much for listening. You can check out PokemonProfessor.com for everything going on at the network, LuredUp.com for everything going on at the show. You can leave us a text or a voicemail, 732-835-8639. You can email us, info@luredup.com. And other than that, keep training, trainers. Thanks so much, and we'll see you next week.